welcome. I'm gonna continue with my flight over some gaming news, not something critical. Okay, so let's just stop the music here. So last time I took off, ended up in a custom point here somewhere. So I'm gonna load this. And gaming news, not much. I just released the trailer of Rambo. It's just kind of really more into the gameplay Rambo of Mortal Kombat 11. But I'll go over a few things here and there once I get this flight up and running. And this is actually load. Oh. Let's make sure it's autopilot. And it's climbing. Got navigation. Speed 250. It's going to be a while to settle. It's going to settle. Okay, it's going to go over this like real quick here. This is volume of the game, so it's not annoying. And let's see. Let me just camera. Here we go. Make sure everything is stable. It seems like we're losing altitude here. Okay. So I need to go vertical speed, and I need to go positive because we need to go. I think 40,000 was the last time. So whenever you save a long flight and you load it, make sure everything's configured correctly. So now, as you can see, it's picking up speed, all that kind of thing. Okay, good. It's all settled. Everything's loading. So my flight is going to be, I took off from London, went toward Germany. I think it's going to be a short flight. It's not going to be a long flight. By the end of the news, you probably be well. Making sure this is stable. It's running well. It's following the waypoint. And it's picking up speed, I think. Trying to maintain 250 knots. No flaps, nothing like that. Okay, let's go over the news quickly. It's not really much, is it? Okay, first things first. The Uncharted game, which is I don't know. You know the Uncharted movie, I mean, not the game. And we'll go over a couple things here quickly. Okay, let's go to show you what I'm looking at. So this is Uncharted the movie, the official movie, and Tom Holland is playing it. And I'm not really a fan of that because, I mean, it's not about the character and like that stuff. I mean, he's young, and he barely looks like Nathan Drake, but a little bit older, I would say, than Tom Holland. It doesn't play well. There was Nathan Fillion action movie, and he actually looked the part. So I'm surprised they didn't taken with a part of Nathan Drake. He does look a lot like Nathan Drake. And that movie is really good, even though it's a short movie, not official. It does play the action sequences. It does look a lot like it was 2018, so that would be a better choice.
Oh yeah, ever better.
He does look a lot like Nathan Drake from the games. Should have picked up a picture here with Nathan Drake from the. Oh, this image is all over the place. No, I'm not saying. Yeah, this is a Nathan. Oh, let's go to this look. So yeah, this is a good Nathan Drake image, as you can see here. A young Nathan Drake, maybe. Tom Holland's, maybe. We don't want to. Oh, this picture. And look at. What is this villain? There is. Let's expand this a little bit. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. This and this might work, which is this image. This might work. But Tom Holland's. It's good that there's a picture side by side here. It just doesn't work. Anyway. And it's always a battle between, transitioning from games to Hollywood. A lot of times does not work. The other way around, it works. Star Wars, like for example, most the games that came out works fine. Some did not work, of course, but as an overall, most of them, they will work well. Like for example, last Star Wars game I enjoyed was the Jedi Fallen Order. I mean, it works really good as a canon story from the Star Wars universe. Now this, the other way around, like for example, I don't know, I'm trying to remember here. Street Fighter 2, miserable in terms of a movie. The Street Fighter 2 movie starring Jean-Claude Van Damme did not work well at all. Assassin's Creed is a mixed, like the one that came out with, trying to remember his name, the actor. The Assassin's Creed movie, it's not bad. Was barely, it's not wow factor, but it's not bad. It's really good. It's enjoyable. I think the main character played a good. What's his name? Aguilar de la Nahra. His name of the assassin. I'm trying to remember the name of the actor himself. I cannot remember. So Assassin's Creed movie was not bad. It's although a lot of people consider it as a failure, but it was a really good balanced movie. That's the guy. Which remember his name. The film. Michael Fassbender. So that was a really good. It's not bad. It's not awful. Reception was not as expected. Look at the box office here. 54.6 million in the United States, Canada. It's from Canada. 185 million from other territories. So other territories made a lot of. It's made well. In America, it was not good. A lot of people did not accept that movie. So it's always rocky. Now there's another movie from a game called Monster Hunter, And this is really cringy. A lot of times I felt it is cringy, especially that scene where this monster's chasing the car. It's very, very cringy. Like that. I don't know. A lot of times Hollywood and oh, I need to request IFR clearance.
Brussels Center Q811 requests destination change to Munich. Q811 is cleared to Munich Airport as filed. Squawk 6072.
Slug 607. See, we need to put that 6072.
Q811 cleared to Munich Airport as filed. Squawk 6072.
Okay.
Q811 read back correct. Radar contact flight level 410. Turn right heading 300 descent and maintain flight level 300.
Roger that.
Turn right heading 300 descent and maintain flight level 300 Q811.
Oh, I need to go 300. Right, level 300. Okay, I need to reduce our altitude to 30,000. Okay, 30,000, which is our altitude here. So we got into a glitch here. This glitch is when speed does not change from Mach units to the knots. You have to rely on this more. So I'm going to reduce this to 40 because I'm descending. Auto throttle and speed in. It seems okay. I'm going to reduce speed. I'm going to reduce to 30,000 feet. And increase my descent rate. Okay. And this should work fine. I'm going to maintain speed here. Maybe I should put flaps 1. That's way too much on the plane. Just 1 degrees of flap. Once we get a better parametric pressure here, descent rate is way too high. That's something that you don't like with this mouse control. Come on. Okay. It's good enough. Even though it's still a bit high. 1,500. It's a good descent rate. It should be steady at 3,000 feet. Speed. Let's get that in the parentheses. You can see still 50 knots. I'm going to reduce that. Okay, all set here, all configured. Let's go back to news. Let's go back to news. Okay. So that's we're descending. So that's about it. I think, yeah, the transition from games to movies does not work at all a lot of times. Now that picture, that means it's in the works. The movie is in the works. It's going to be launched. So we're going to have to wait and see how this is actually going to work. So, but once we see something like that, you've seen Resident Evil movies. Not all of them are good. I think the first one was decent. And then from the second, third, and fourth, it's always going downhill. That's just my opinion. So yeah, that's about Uncharted. And okay, and we got also Monster Hunter from a game to a movie. Okay, yeah, we gotta see that. Ghost of Tsushima, they're gonna have a raid coming up October 30th. So they launched the new content. I haven't tried it. I'm probably gonna stream it, although it's an online content. And I think it has co-op 2-player. I gotta try it and see. But if you're gonna, it also has raids. So raid will be on October 30th, the first raid. Raid will released in a published release today. The tale of why raid requires pre-made team. So unlike the co-op missions, you won't be able to rely on matchmaking to a group. Second one goes. So you need to be in a group of team already before you go to a raid. So it's not like matchmaking or anything. You gotta be friends. You gotta be into a raid, and you gotta go in together. So it's like you want to be comfortable with your teammates anyway. As the tale of Leo. I think this is an I. Tale of Eo. It's considerably more difficult than previous multiplayer content. So yeah, it's gonna come up soon, October 30th. You're gonna see the first raid of Ghost of Tsushima. The last news I have today is this, and this is really quite interesting. You know, Xbox, or I would say Microsoft, they acquired ZeniMax Media. ZeniMax Media is the head company of, Bethesda. Okay, so Elder Scrolls, Starfield, Fallout, those games, now it's owned by Microsoft technically. And it has been asked, Phil Spencer has been asked that with an interview with Kotaku, will we see Elder Scrolls 6 on PS5? And his answer was kind of like, maybe not. So let's go over the direct quote from him. And so it comes to your editor-in-chief, Stephen Totilo, Ocean Fire, Microsoft head of Xbox, addressed that question on many console gamers' minds. Will Elder Scrolls 6 come out on PS5? So Spencer seems to imply that it won't happen. And this is the quote: "It is possible to recoup a $7.5 billion investment if you don't sell Elder Scrolls on the PlayStation." End quote. Is it possible? Totilo asked. Oh, that's Totilo. So Spencer, here it is. What is this? What's message that this deal was not done to take games away from another player base like that. Nowhere in the documentation that we put together was. How do we keep the other players from playing these? Keep other players from playing these games? You want more people to be able to play games, not fewer people to be able to go play games. But he'll say also, but I'll also say in the model, I'm just answering directly the question that you had. When I think about where people are going to be playing and the number of devices that we have, and we have xCloud and PC and Game Pass and our console base. I don't have to go ship those games on any other platform other than the platforms that we support in order to make the deal work for us, whatever that means. And he just ended it here. So he said, I have xCloud, I have a PC, I have Game Pass, so my games will be there for many players to choose. And since they are available over there, I don't have to make it available anywhere else. It's like I'm covering, of course, every gamer. And so I don't have to go ship those games on any other platform other than the platforms that we support. So of course you're not going to support Sony PlayStation, it's his competitor. So there's a big chance if you are, let's say, if you're gonna get a PlayStation 5, and that's your gaming console, this your gaming platform, you're probably not gonna play Elder Scroll or Starfield. But Starfield, there was a deal, I think it was canceled, it was gonna be PlayStation exclusive, but since ZeniMax acquired, Microsoft acquired ZeniMax, I think that deal is off. Because there's a big chance you will not play those games unless you got a PC, and of course you probably got things covered. Of course, if you got a gaming PC, then you're on a good. You can enjoy those games, but it's really interesting. It's a really interesting story. So yeah, PS5 will not be able to play Elder Scrolls or Starfield, or if there's going to be a new Fallout that's going to come out. Maybe not. So this is what we have for today in terms of stories, game stories, and I'm actually approaching the airport here. Seems we're approaching at a good, decent speed. We're settled at 30,000 now, so I'm going to increase my speed a little bit here. To reach my destination faster. That's way too fast. I think 30 is good. Now the approach is weird as hell. I went to SkyVector and I did an approach, and my approach on SkyVector did not work with the game. In the game, when you start the game, you can actually just pull this out here. When you go to the game, you can actually put your every waypoint is actually there, but it crashes whenever I add other custom waypoints. A lot of times this happens. So hopefully I got what I needed here from SkyVector. I'm gonna put my my custom made waypoints. I'll show them to you. I'm just trying to put my custom waypoints into SkyVector because I saved them. SkyVector and put the plan. And EGLL. Oh wait, should have got that. So okay, let me see if it's actually gonna put that. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me show you here what I have. It's a custom waypoint, different from what we have here. So what we have here is a little bit different, even though I tried to make it as much as possible. And I think you probably can program this only FMC, and this is something I need to learn. Really need to learn. Okay, let's go to display. And let's go with the Sky Vector map. There we go. There it is. There we go. So this is what I did. Part of these points toward the airport, Munich airport here. So that was my custom made path. So whenever I try to put these points into the, especially these ones, right by the approach, it just won't accept it. So some of them you can find they are the same. I'm going to compare here a little bit. Let me increase the size of this. Okay, now let's compare this from here. The Sky Vector points. Okay, so we're talking about this particular area here. So this radar, it's not there, right? You don't see radar here. Okay, so you see ABGAS, which is not a waypoint. It's not here. Okay. And let's see, lure. No, it's different. It's totally different. Even the approach is different. That's the airport. So the idea is the same. It's just the approach is totally different. So I don't know why. If you go to other websites like Flight Planner or something like that, it's much less detailed flight plan. So what I try to do is just go over these waypoints and map them. You probably need to map this point as well, like improve that. So just go here, GBNO, and that GBNO should be after this point, which is this one. So I should put here GBNO, type enter, and doesn't take it. So it's kind of weird. If you go to Flight Planner, you do the same. It's gonna be really totally different flight plan. Let's do this real quick. Let me go to Flight Planner. And I think that's the one. No, this one. Only for flight simulation. So yeah, you go from EGLL, which is Heathrow, and then you go EDDM, I think, Munich, and you say my flight level will be around 30,000. Maximum altitude range from, let's say, 30,000 to 35,000. I'm gonna go over that. Okay. Yeah, just give me the waypoints. Basically, create a plan, and it will create a plan for you, and it will give you these waypoints. These are your waypoints. Much less your airways, basically, from Heathrow to Munich. So I relied on the built-in interface of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I tried to map my waypoints with Sky Vector. So I put these maps that they actually gave me from Flight Planner and tried to improve them. Some of them they do accept and put you on a track, and some did not accept, as you can see. I don't know why. I'm clueless about this, but I thought you need to follow like this point, and this point, for example, is 30, and where's this point? This actually should be a world high. And here we go. This is correct. That's correct. Okay, that's why. Example, this one. These two are aligned. Should be Matwang. Anyway, you get the idea in how to map your light, which line you'll take, and you just go over it, and then like your V-bomb after V-bomb should go Nombu, then to radar. See, put V-bomb. Oh, sorry, Nombu. There you go, to accept that, and align it better. So you get the idea in how to map your waypoints. And that was my approach to land, basically to runway. I think what's the runway here? Here, go to Munich. And do the runway here. This runway that's I'm trying to land into, and I believe it is. I should actually have that here. 8R. I think that's the one. 8R. Well, if you look at it, your head is pointing this way. It's an R, but if your head is looking this way, it's going to be a left. In Microsoft Flight Simulator, it only renders when you get close to it. So, as you can see, the airport did not render yet. Well, if you get close, then you'll see the airport. We're so far away. We're getting close here. If you look at the you're approaching a really good, nice speed here. So you're gonna get tracking here. And I think once you reach this point, ABGAS, you're gonna start descending further. Okay, let me take a look at fuel. I'll have plenty fuel. Yeah, we're on approach. Okay. We're on approach to land in Munich. I'm going to continue the stream until I land, basically. And we'll see how it goes. So the next step I need to do with this game is understand FMC and putting data into FMC. Once I can handle that, I will stream it. So I'm going to stream from the airport. I'm not going to do anything until like usually when I start to play this game, I go to the map at the beginning and I try to put my waypoints and everything like that. But next time, after I master the FMC, I'm gonna start the game and then go to the FMC, which is this computer right here. This which have your flight plan. Now, when you let me just hide this for a second. So when you do your flight plan on the map, these things get programmed automatically. So if you go, let's say, I think one here called flight plan. I'm very clueless with this. It's ATC, VNAV, program, old legs, menu, FMC, and I don't know how to. There should be something called flight plan or something. What is this? Yeah, that's your flight plan from where you're going, where you're heading, and then your route, I think. No, this flight number should be 11. Yeah, I'm not sure how to work this out. It usually goes as data, then input, data, input. So I need to learn how to use this tool to get better routes in Microsoft Flight Simulator. The maps in the beginning of the game, it actually does that automatically to you. I'm trying to actually read the route, basically just read it, not program it. This is in it, I think it's short for initialize. RTE is route, so it doesn't seem it's working. Legs. Yeah, these are your waypoints. Panex, AppGas, okay. Then what's your flight level should be? So in Panex we should be at 297 right here. So we should be descending. And probably the ATC will tell us to descend. Let's see, we didn't reach it yet, so let's take a look here. So what is this saying? When I reach this point and I cross it, ATC will command me to reduce my altitude. So when I go to this point, I am at flight level, what is this? 14,800. We should go 15,000 feet after this point. So when I reach the other point, this one, Lure, I should be at around 12,000 feet. When I reach this point, Lita, I should be around 9,000 feet, and so on and so forth. Where's the other leg though? Should I press legs again? Okay, yeah, I press legs again. Then D24 and so on and so forth. Should be 4 pages, but how do you browse those pages? Is it here? Yeah, I need to learn this, to be honest. I am clueless, so I need to go menu to go back to main menu. Oh, this is next page, previous page. Let's go legs. Next page. Oh, here we go. Okay. So now, did we pass that point? Panex? ATC is really quiet. We should be descending. So let's request next waypoint. Let's see what they say.
Brussels Center Q811 requesting vector to next waypoint. Q811 turn left heading 2905.
Turn. Oh, this is shot. I don't think that's the way.
Left heading 2905 Q811.
295. No, that's wrong. Okay, this is not working well. Okay, let's go over this. Since the ATC has left us in the dark here. So we're going to reach this point. ABGAS. Okay, let's take a look here. ABGAS. ABGAS. I should be 15,000, so I should descend to 15,000. So I'm going to go and reduce my altitude to 15,000. So you don't miss the approach. 15,000, and I reduce my speed way lower. So that's 15,000. Speed should be, this is messed up, they don't go to knots. It should be 240 knots. Okay. 240. Okay, I need to descend. Vertical speed here. Set it low. Okay, 1500. and we are descending. So I need to be 15,000 by here. And let's go to FMC. Now we're reading from the FMC because ATC should be talking to us, but I think something's not right. They're not hailing us at all. They used to hail us a couple of minutes ago and tell us to descend to 30,000. Now they're just quiet. And this one's not working well. It's not switching to knots. It should switch, between knots. As you can see, switch to Mach units. Switch to knots. Should go knots here. It's not. Still on Mach units. Something is not going well. It's one of these glitches that happens. Okay, so now once we reach 15,000, my next waypoint, which is lure, I should be 12,500. Should write this down so I don't have to look at this. So don't have to look at this a lot. Going my head down. So Abagaz, we need to be at around 15,000. Lure, we need to be around 12,500. Rockhill, we need to be, oh, it's missing. 9,500. Let's put this 9650 or something. You're going connection lost. Oh wow. And it's not. Or should I put B? Put this here. Okay. We're gonna go 9,600 on DM 420, which is this one. So until here, it should be around 9,500. So once I reach DM 426, it's the next page. This is all the same altitude until I reach waypoint Gudek. This one I should be at 5,000. That doesn't seem right because you're approximating the land. I would say you need to be 5,000 here, USR. You need to go 5,000. At Gudek, you need to be 2,500. Then you basically go ahead and land. That's the plan. So far, that's gonna be my plan. So I'm gonna minimize this because this is not reading. It's not going well, and these guys are quiet. Okay, these guys are very quiet. So let's go back. Let's see what we're doing so far. How are we doing so far? So I need to learn how to use this FMC. This is, we learn how to put inputs and data. Like for example, this one, RW26R, where is this? This Gudek, we set 2,500, so if I can update this, let's delete. Oh, you can't delete this? How do you delete this? Clear. Okay, clear. Interesting. So let's see. I said to myself, Gudek should be 2,500. Can I input this here? No. Should I put B? B? Where is B? B? No, it doesn't program it, so I don't know. This functions correctly or not. So for the time being, I think you need to rely on the map itself. But how you read those, you need to learn how to read those as well. Because right now everything here is not correct. MNWs, yeah, I think this is not correct. Something's glitched out here into this flight. I believe something's not really well. So by now, Apgas, we need to be at 15,000 feet. We are approaching 15,000. We are 21,000. Speed 250 knots. Around 250 knots. Okay. The descending speed real good. The descending altitude real well. So smooth descending. Fuel, plenty of fuel. Tons and tons of fuel. We got around 43% left. We're only burning from these tanks, as it seems. Yep. That's kind of like interesting how the readings are different, even though the percentages do. So I think something happened. There's some kind of big glitch happened to our flight here. And this happens, I kind of noticed this happens if you save the flight and you load a flight after a couple of days. It does not load well. Like here, the turning instructions were off. Even though we get an IFR clearance and we got a squawk, a new squawk, but they still, like here, they give us really off course. Turn right heading 300 descent. It's not right, that's not correct. Anyways, we're descending, we're gonna land soon. So whenever you fly a flight simulator, I would recommend that you do short flights. Do an hour flight. There's a website, and let me go check this out. This website called, I think, Flight Time. Okay. And flight time calculator is you just put the iCal of the airports. Why this is not showing? There we go. You put the iCal of airports, and it will show you the time it takes to travel. There's a couple websites. Travel Math is one of them. So if you go EGLL, should automatically say EDDM, calculate. 1 hour 40 minutes. So it's 2 hours in terms of flight. So let me show you what I'm just looking at. So this is one of the websites called Travel Math. So you put, it's not a round trip, just one way. And you just put how long it takes to fly. Of course, you're gonna add some time, like you're turning on the airplane and taxiing, all that kind of stuff. This is time between, reaching, from turning on the airplane to taxiing toward the runway. And there's, of course, landing and then taxiing toward the gate. So there's another time here. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back to game. I'll close this. I don't need this anymore. Now let's go to game. And I want to know, when I go to lure, I should be around 12,000. So I'm going to need to descend even further. So I'm going to go 12,000 feet. And the ATC is really, really quiet. And this is an indication of something one is messed up. Okay, 12,000 feet, and we need to go to 12,500. So I'm gonna descend even further. I'm gonna put flaps 1 to assist into the descent. It seems it's taking a sharp turn and it's descending well. Okay. My speed is around 240 knots. Good. Maybe I should make it 230 knots, a little slower. Okay, that's good. Okay, I think that's a good speed and that's a good altitude approach. When I reach later, not yet, Rookkill here, I should be around 9,600. So when I cross this point, I'm going to descend to 9,600. Okay. And this is how it goes. It should go smooth, fairly smooth. Okay, so you're approaching landing here soon. And seems well. Seems we're going well. Okay, descending. Flaps is just 1. Our approach, if you can see, let's maximize this here a little bit. We go toward these points, and this is my approach to land. This is what Microsoft Flight Simulator suggests. My ILS path to the runway is there. So let me see if this actually rendered. Airport not rendered yet. Not yet. So let's go back. And let's see. It's good that they put VFR maps so you know what you're doing. See, once we cross this Lita point, okay, you're gonna descend to Rookkill. I need to be at 9,600. Now we're stabilized at 12,500. It's good. So this, we passed this Apic gas point, and now it's actually speeding up as it's flying level a little bit. Good, 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 good. So far, so good. Okay. It's really quiet. It's quiet, very, very quiet. So if I go next vector, it should say Rookkill.
Brussels Center Q811 requesting vector to next waypoint. Q811 turn left heading 2905.
I'm not going to turn on the heading. I'll just see where's 295 actually.
Q811 acknowledge last transmission.
Yeah, I acknowledge it, but I'm not going to follow it. So you
Turn
messed
left
up.
heading 2905 Q811.
295. Let me go backwards. It's way over there. I need to change my. Come on. Yes, something's not working well here. Anyways, we're gonna do what we're doing here. Okay, we're reaching Rookkill. Let's go back here. Okay, we're reaching this point now. We need to descend 9,600. 9,600. Descend, please. Reduce speed a little bit further here. Go 220 knots. There's a really tight approach. Okay, 220 knots. And need to maintain 9,600 between these points. So descending, let's go flaps 5 to maintain speed. So flaps reduce speed but gives you lift at the same time. So you can maintain lift. Okay. Going very rogue approach here. ATC left us in the dark. Some kind of glitch. This is not working well. Good thing that autopilot and the navigation is holding well. And we can continue our flight basically. So let's go here. So reaching this point, DM 421. We're gonna turn left. All this time we're gonna be on this altitude of 9,600. So this is what we're gonna try to approach. By this point, USR, we need to be at 5,000 feet. So I'm trying to descend from this point to 5,000. And once I reach here, I need to be at 2,500. And once I reach this point, I need to go manual and stay on point and land the airplane. So let's just follow the plan. So far so good. Usually ATC will contact you all the way, but if something happened, I don't know what happened. Give us instruction at the beginning of the game, but now it's just it was really wacky instructions that doesn't make sense, even though the airplane is programmed in a way. And FMC also reads some waypoints that don't have altitude as you go here. So yeah, it's not right. Anyway, a glitch happened. We are improvising. So 220 knots, 9,600, and descending. We should go to hold altitude, and speed should go to 20 knots. Don't go beyond 220 knots. So we're holding this altitude until we decide to reduce speed further. So 220 knots, flaps at 5 degrees, approaching airport. And the airport did not render yet. Oh, it did render here. Okay, now the airport actually is rendering. And by D425 or D424, you should be looking at the airport on our right. It should be visible. It should be visible a little bit here. So it's actually around there somewhere. But so if I am here looking at an angle, I should see it, but it's kind of hard to see from a distance. So there it is. I think that's the airport. That's where we are approaching, and it's rendering at the moment, so it's not fully rendered yet. You can see ILS. You can see the runways here, but of course no buildings, no airplanes, nothing, no tower. This game is really hard, very demanding, and my PC is showing its age. So right on the money so far. So far so good. We're holding really good. And continue here. Just continue. We'll be fine for the most part. Okay. Okay, so far so good. 220 knots, real nice. By D428 we need to descend to 5,000 and we need to reduce speed to 200. Just going smoothly now, if we could track it. That's really good. Okay, that's good to have. Now these are on so far. Well, we'll turn them on later. It's another airport, I think. Moosburg Ouf die Kippe, or something like that. Something like that. Not fluent in Deutsch. Oh, so we need to put the yoke back. Yoke. Where's the yoke? Yoke. Here we go. So camera. Sorry about that if you're dizzy a little bit, but this is a quick reset. Let's take a look from the outside. It's our beautiful Queen of the Skies. Used to be called Queen of the Skies. It's a decommissioned 747. Most 747s are actually decommissioned. Some of them are still in service. But most of the 747 models are actually decommissioned airplanes. Some still in service, mostly in cargo. I am not sure as well. So nice views over Germany. Extended flaps, as you can see. Spy engines. Nice view, nice livery. Custom livery by the community. I really appreciate their work. Really well detailed livery. As you noticed, the left side, or the right side I mean, usually the letterings are inverted, and I think because the model of the 747 is modeled differently from the Airbus 320, which causes this issue. It's a mirrored version of the other side, so the liveries always gets inverted. I'm not sure about that info, but that's what I dig so far from the internet. Okay, let's go back to cockpit. Okay, we need to descend to 5,000 feet. Need to descend pretty soon to 5,000. Let's go 5,000. That's my altitude. Vertical speed. Reduce. To 210. Let's make it 210. The thing is, when I played the tutorial about landing, I'm not a pilot, so they say that your speed around, let's say here, should be 160 knots when you reach here And once you touch, while you are approaching to touch down the runway, you should be at 140 knots. We're going to try to do that. Now, the problem is this reading is not... $210. See, this is not even moving. Okay, just going to rely on the feedback from the mouse prompt. Okay, we are approaching 210. Okay, and we're gonna turn soon. Should be 5,000 around here. And once we reach this point, we need to descend to 2,500. And we are descending. Keeping our speed at 210 knots. I don't see even the speed reader is not, it's not reading well, actually. It's not moving. Oh wow, it's not even moving. Okay, let's just keep it 205. 210, let's keep it 210. And so 10 degrees flaps. Should be approaching 5,000 feet soon before waypoint USR. Let's reset my view. Okay. ATC is awful quiet. It's just anyway. USR 210. This magenta should be here. Okay, USR. There we go. Turning. By the time we turn here, we need to reduce to 2,500. Here we go. Vertical speed. How do I put that vertical speed? 210. Barometric pressure. Wow, something's not right here. Anyway, still navigating well. Well, that's good. Okay. We are reaching this waypoint. USR is done. Now I'm gonna go good 2,500. I'm already at 2,500. What is this thing here? Okay, this tells us, you know what this tells me? This tells me take control. So let's disengage. Disengage auto throttle. Acknowledge this. Let's take control. And let's fly level. And we're gonna rely on our eyes. So seems like the reading we're getting is not correct for the time being. This parametric pressure is a bit more, 20 degrees flaps. Reduce altitude. Okay, let's launch gear. Let's prepare to land. So I'm gonna go maintain this. We need to put loc. Where's the loc? So we can see at least a glide slope. Glide slope reading. Here we go. And here's the airport right ahead of us. That's not it. Okay, it's not. Just follow the flight plan. I think now it's 2500. Okay, gears down, everything is good. 25 degrees of flaps. Following the magenta line. Steady. Okay, I'm gonna maintain speed 150 knots. Okay, good approach, I think. Runway should be ahead of us. Right runway 08R, I believe. Of course, if things were normal, these readings will be normal, but these readings are not. I'm maintaining level here until I reach a point where I need to gradually descend. So once I reach that Gudik, I've been saying Gulag, Gudik point, gonna descend and descend speed here. So we're approaching 160 here. Should disconnect this. Yeah, it's disconnected. So it should be off. And that's good. Autopilot is off. It seems that the log is working well. Giving me a right indication of the runway. And I'm approaching. So should fly level a little bit. Around 2,500. Gears down, everything's set. Interesting speed here. Okay, go flaps full.
1,000.
We are approaching 1,000 here. Try and maintain speed. Maintaining flying level. Runway still not in sight. Under 40 knots. But I don't know about altitude reading. I think it's around 1,000 now. Can't see the runway. It's really critical. I'm cruising here really high. Yeah, looks like Loke is working. Looks like it. To slide a little bit here. A little slide action. I think that's the ILS. Slide action. Okay, Gudag point is done. I think that's the runway over there. Okay. Okay. That's good. Maintain flying level here. The perimeter pressure here is not reading well. So we go reset. It's not reading well. Okay, on the money here. That's the runway. 08 right. And you're gonna put full flaps. Reduce speed. And let's glide this plane. A little bit right. And a little bit here. I need to put the flight director on. Where's the flight director? Anyways, no need. Let's go here. Make sure the approach is correct. That's what we need to do. Okay, flaps is full. Airplane is starting to descend. 160 knots. That's good in terms of speed. Seems that we are sinking a little bit. A little bit juice. A little bit juice, not too much. Here we go. And slowly. And slowly. Here we go. Munich Airport. I'm assuming the towers talk to me. You are clear to land to runway 08 right. Because that's the runway here that we are trying to aim to land on. Seems that the Lokans. $1,000. That's good. I'm gonna approach it here real well. A little bit right, not too much. These little cars, you can see little cars. Here we go. Just you and the runway. Adjusting a little bit. Micro adjustments. And nice, 500, good. On the money. 400. Good. A little bit flare, a little bit speed.
300.
Good.
200.
Good.
100.
Good.
50. 40. 30. 20.
And
10.
there we go. Speed brakes and brakes. Safely landing on Munich. A little bit of rough landing, not bad. I need to taxi to just contact ground here. Should give us a taxi to wow. I'll give you a taxi to a gate. Okay, this is what happens if you get run into a glitch. Things doesn't go as planned. But we plan to come here. So right now I'm eyeballing where should I go and park this thing. Let's see. We should go here, go there, go here, and then taxi here, and then find one of those parking spaces here. That's what we're gonna do. That's it. I think that's it. Okay, let's put some good music to taxi to the parking, basically. Ode to the Moon by Ramu. Okay, let me take a look. Where can we park this bird? I think we pressed the parking spot here. Let's see. You know, there's plenty of gates here. But I noticed something here that's really not right, which is These airplanes are not facing the gate, they're facing the other way around. Anyways, I'm gonna look for a spot here. Seems like these are gates but for small airplanes. What I'm gonna do, just basically just park here. I feel like I'm in a mall trying to find a parking space. Just park it here, you know, since this is actually a parking place. Park it here between these lines, this line. So we're gonna park our Queen of the Skies, the 747. So let's just, there we go, turn. This is what happens if things don't go well in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Parking space. Okay, good. So far so good. A bit further ahead. Okay. Set parking brake. Okay, here we are. We landed. And we landed safely. ATC has left us in the dark. It kind of sucks. And that's it. It's a glitch. These readings are off. Really off. You don't get any readings. The altitude readings were off. It says here we are at 1,400 feet. It's not correct, even though I did some reset into the Emirates pressure. So this should be I don't know, are we above 1,000 above ground? No. I don't know, I feel this is off because by the time I'm trying to aim to 2,500, it says it was around 3,000 or something like that. It says 2,500. I was like, okay, the readings from the ground to the plane is 2,500, but to the instrument it's not correct. The Mach, switching between Mach and MAS did not work. ATC was giving us directions away from the flight plan. FMC was not able to program the FMC or change some of the readings on the FMC, and some of them is actually without any data. Go to legs. It seems like it's not responding at all right now. Yep. There we go. Okay, it seems that it's this might departure my approach again, no problem, navigation. I need to go over the FMC. want to read it, but I was looking at, let's say, legs, and it showed me my points. Now it's not showing me anything because I crossed them. Maybe because I crossed these points. Oh, and I landed. Anyways, so yeah, that was it. That was it. So we're gonna turn off engines. No, these are lights. Turn off lights. Turn off engines. Off. What else? Let's go turn off engines. Reset cam should end the simulators. Let's turn off the engine. Okay. Unfortunately, there's no. They have an on checklist. They don't have an off checklist. Okay, so now it's completely dark, almost. What we need to do is turn off fuel pumps. And you turn off APUs off. They should be off. Turn off. Turn off. And this is off, and this should go off, and battery off. Now aircraft is dark, completely dark and quiet. Hey, night is heavily on Munich. That's it. I've enjoyed that. Enjoyed the news. Enjoyed our failure of FMC. Failure of readings here on the instruments. We have to rely on our eyes for some point to land. And yeah, we're gonna get good readings here on these. We get good readings from the FMC itself. And the ATC left us alone. It's kind of weird. They give us a really different heading, which is kind of long. Anyway. That's it. That's it. That's the end of it. So thank you've been watching. So thank you for your time. And hope you guys enjoy that. So to part ways, we're gonna go with the Samurai Code by Lavox.